Yeah. We really boxing. Who wanted the battle? Let's see.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO. This how it's finna go. I'ma throw some jabs. Make them think my punch is weaker than I hook his ass. This the ring, not the kitchen, but I'ma cook his ass. Me and him, that's the pro versus the rookie class. All my life I had to fight, but I still love it. Me and BVO got moves that you can't steal from us. And these haters be throwing shots, but I don't feel nothing. I ain't gonna lie, they alright, but we a little rougher. Step up for the title and face your rival, this ain't no little tussle. Bet I be no bird, being chicken to get your feathers ruffled. Footwork, I'm dancing around my opponent like the Cupid shuffle. Good work, bodies hit the flow, they can't move a muscle. The upside is we ain't in the streets, shooting and shooting up. Catch me in the ring, sticking, moving and suited up. I know everybody can eat, but I ain't full enough. Oh, you said it's smoking some beef? I guess I'm pulling up. Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
The JBT is back. New raffles, new prizes. This time, we're coming with you with a 10-inch, 10th generation iPad. Comes in multiple colors, amazing technology, and guess what? Everything that you have in the palm of your hands for full-fledged entertainment. Now, how do you win this prize? Again, just $10. $10 will give you a chance to win this great prize. We even got a special for you. We're even offering a special of 3 entries for only $25. All you have to do is send your money to JBT Network 1 via Cash App. With that being said, good luck. Got to be in it to win it.
Salute my man Ace Boogie. We got Ace Boogie in the house. I don't know where everybody else is, but I guess it's just me and you right now. A lot of interesting stuff going down in boxing. Got my man GP. GP, are you with me? You know what I'm saying? He's saying, yo, what it do, BVO boxing? Yeah, what it do, BVO? Bring yourself up on this damn stage. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to the USA Olympic basketball team. Boy, they was in a nail biter today. And I mean, Serbia was making it tough. They was allowing Serbia to be super physical. They ended up and built a 12-point lead with like 8-something left to go. And then they made the right decision of bringing in Booker, Durant, Embiid, and Steph Curry. And, you know, they came back, man. So shout out to them, man, because that was a tough game. It's going to be another tough game. They've taken on hometown favorites in Paris. You know, shout out to your boy Crawford becoming I think this is his 5th division. Or is it four-time division champ? 35, 47, 54. So yeah, 4-time. Very tough fight. A lot of people seem to think that he did better than what he did, and a lot of people seem to don't think he did that good at all. So we got it. Got my man Bentley in the building. You know what I'm saying? Royalty. Whenever you sport a Bentley, you know you got the best. Oh, and who we got up in here?
What's good? What's good?
What's good with you? Who's that? That's my guy, D Free.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get my camera straight.
Okay, for sure.
What's going on with you, man?
Man, just sitting here, you know, checking out the Olympics, man, and going through some of the websites and what they're saying. boxing. You know, Turkey is a big hit. Everybody loving Turkey, his ability to bring fights together and make them happen. Some people see it as the remedy. Some people, you know,
Yeah.
they see it as fool's gold. I see it as what it is. It's just another event where they can try to take it in subtly and then take over it. And you know, the groundwork has been laid, and as long as the fights are getting made, people will tolerate it. But pretty soon, you know, it's gonna swing over to its natural course and what monopolies do. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how the PBC conduct themselves as a separate entity from them since everybody else bought in. I do appreciate the fact that Al will allow his fighters to do business over there to get fights done. I think that's huge for the fighters in this camp because unfortunately they don't have a regular TV cycle right now or internet or some kind of stream that allows for their regular fights to be seen. And it's kind of hard to put on pay-per-views because you only got certain slots you could take up. So they got some stuff that they got to work behind the scenes on. But shout out to Turkey. I mean, first shot at it out this way wasn't too bad. On top of that, he handed out his family member a card and gave us a mini performance with Eminem, a mini concert. So you can't be too mad at him. Had some very good fights on that card. You know, some didn't go the way that people expected it. Some went against the grain on the way that it was judged, but nonetheless, it was a successful event. So you got to shout him out.
All right, there we go. There we go. But yeah, like I was saying, yeah, some reports came out that Turkey lost $10 million on the fight. Um, and he's starting to talk a little differently now. And
Yeah.
it was like I said a long time ago, he doesn't have an unlimited amount of money. He gets an allowance from the prince. The prince he presents the fight to the prince and say, "Hey, I'm trying to spend this amount of money. Is it a go or no?" And the prince will either give him the allowance for it, or he'll say, "Nah, we got to come back with another price." So he doesn't have unlimited amount of money, and it's showing now because now he's telling Canelo, "I give you a fair market price for the fight." He don't have that unlimited amount of money because he lost a lot of money on that Tyson Fury Usyk fight as well. Reports saying they lost. I think they said they lost $100 million on that fight. So
Mhm.
it's a lot of reports that he's losing a lot of amounts of money, and it's not going down the way a lot of people thought it was going to go down. And I told him, yeah, it's gonna be like this for a little while, but eventually they're gonna want to see some profit off their investments. They ain't gonna want to just be giving out money just to be giving out money. They like to make money too. They don't just give it away.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, anytime you spend money, you know, you do it with the intent on making the money back. I think some people have aptly put it. I think they know that in the beginning phases, they're gonna lose more times than they're gonna win. I think a lot of the spending happens in the production in the theatrics. Like the visually, they put on a performance. They put on a show, and I know that stuff costs.
Yeah, yeah, they did. And it it yeah, it'll make up in the long run if people start to buy into it. But when you putting on 7 hour, 8 hour events, fans ain't trying to be up there all night watching unnecessary stuff. They want to get right down to the action, especially if they coming to see main events. They want to see the main event. They don't care nothing about all of the concerts or whatever. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy for the people that's there, but for the people that's at home, they ain't trying to see that. They tune in for the fight. They want to get to the action. all that other concert and stuff, y'all could have did that after the fight. The fight is what the fans at home is paying to see.
Or they could have did it the Friday before it.
Yeah, they tried that the first time he put on a card in Saudi Arabia. They did it with Lil Baby. It was
Oh,
like
they did?
they did like a 2 hour concert in between the fight because the way they did it when they first put the very first card on, they was in one arena. And as they was getting ready for the main event, Little Baby came on and did his little concert, and they moved everybody from one arena to another arena
Oh.
for the main event. And so they tried it. I mean, it panned out well for the people there. But like I said, for the people that's at home, people was complaining about the concert for Lil Baby. They're like, man, they did a 2 hour concert. Am I trying to see all that?
Well, yeah. And then you got to take into consideration the genre of music too. A lot of people not gonna want if they are having their patience worn, they're not gonna want to hear no nonsense.
Yeah,
They
and
want to.
that's another thing too. You gotta understand. A lot of these people that buy these events, a lot of them not into rap. So
Exactly.
those artists that you have up there, they not for everybody. Yeah, they nice artists. They do uh decent concerts for their fans. Those people that's buying a ticket for their concert are buying the ticket for their concert. People that's buying the ticket for boxing are buying the ticket for boxing. They're not buying it for the concert.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So but yeah, we're gonna see what how things roll because he's starting to talk a little different. He's not talking the same way he was talking prior to this fight, the way he would just give out money here and there and all that. He's not talking the same way no more. So we'll see what happens in the future.
Well, I mean, I never fully ascribed to the fact that he was just shelling out bucks like that. Maybe to the people that was the headliners, maybe they got like a little bit more of a bonus or something like that. But I know there's a format that he is following, and I mean it only makes sense because hell, you just can't just throw money away. You're gonna have to still pay for the other fighters, and you're gonna have to pay for them while they're out there and the things that that they need to have attended to get the fight completed. So it's like I mean the thing that I will say is that for the most part he is able to allow for the people who really juxtapose the PBC to really come together and to work with one another. So it makes it tougher on the PBC. And I think that's the one thing that's missing in this. Yeah, you got these people working together because for the longest time they've been behind the PBC. Now they're getting their product out there, and you just got to sprinkle in a little bit of PBC product up in there too. But
But I mean, isn't it funny how everybody was so hard on Al Heyman for overpaying these fighters, but now that Turkey is doing it, it's all gravy.
yo, that's the thing to me too, man. Like, why do we have to down our own people? I never got that, dog. I never
Everybody
got. I don't.
Everybody was on. Oh, he's overpaying the fighters. He's doing this. He's bad for boxing. He's paying these fighters too much money. Well, now Turkey doing it. Oh, that's the best thing for boxing, dog. He putting all the big.
Yeah, yeah. It's saving boxing now. It's quote unquote saving boxing now to do with something that had already been done before. Like they can never just let the brother be, man. And and the coldest part about it is we be like crabs in a bucket, man, just pulling one another down, man.
Right.
Let that.
It don't- I think it shows a lot of jealousy. This guy Al Heyman was new to the game, and he got all the big name fighters. How he getting all the big name fighters? Bob Hearn been around for years. Golden Boy been around for years. Al Heyman just now getting into it, and he got all the big name fighters. Now
Yep.
everybody putting out the narrative. Oh, BBC going broke. They overpaying their fighters. But now is Turkey doing it? Oh, it's the best thing for boxing now.
We'll see Turkey, like you said, I don't know where his resources is coming from. It could be like you said, coming from the estate. It could be coming from Kinahan. Who knows? But one thing we do know is that Al never spent his money. Never.
Nah.
He got people to put in the money, and they put the fight on with that, and they banked in on the back end of it delivering. So like that right there lets you know he's not losing money. The man has been so effective for many years now, putting on shows for like concerts.
Yeah. Yeah. And see that's the thing. Like Al Heyman make the fighters have to be a star. You're gonna bet on yourself. If you want it, you want the big money. Okay, we'll put it on pay per view. You're gonna have to sell that fight. If you don't sell the fight, then you're gonna come out with this guaranteed money. We're gonna give you a small guarantee. If the fight sell, you'll look good on the back end. If it doesn't, it's because you're not a draw like that. And so, I mean, that's the way you do things to stay in business. These fighters want big money. You gotta sell the fight. You gotta make the people want to see you fight. If the people don't want to see you fight, I can't give you big money because big money is not coming in. So I mean, I'm just laughing how the fact that everybody is so pro Turkey now, but a lot of the same people was against Al Heyman.
Dude, I think it's because they believe they're getting the fights that people want to see. Like the narrative that they use against Tank. Tank don't give you the fights that you want to see. They don't ever say that about the people that's his contemporaries. Now, name me the fight that Shakur gave that you wanted to see. Name me the fight that Devin gave that you wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? You could say a couple on Dev because, there was the Loma.
Yeah, I think the only fight that the people wanted to see from Shakur was the Oscar Valdez because
Yeah,
Shakur
facts.
wanted that fight for so long and Oscar Valdez was avoiding him. I think that's the only fight that Shakur has put on that the people wanted to see that fight. But besides that, there's no other fights that he gave you that the people wanted to see. People settled for it, but it wasn't something that they was asking for. Um,
But you see,
go ahead.
you see how the narrative is, though? Like, we could spin it on one person. We could spin it on Al. We could spin it on Tank. But it don't affect the rest of the folks. And the rest of the folks is guilty of the same damn thing. Now, these same people who you say giving us the fights that you want to see is trying to fight the fighters that he actually fought. So what does that speak then to? Like, we just gotta stop pulling people down to build people up. It's too much of that going on, man. And let people be built up upon their own merit, the basis of their own merit.
No, Bentley. Turkey's not using his own money. He's using the money of the prince, the royal family. That's the money that he's using. Y'all keep saying Turkey's using his own money. Turkey don't have money like that. He gets a budget from the prince. He goes to the prince with the fights and say, "Hey, this is what I'm looking to spend on it." And the prince either give him the okay or he say, "No, we're not spending that money on it." He don't have the oil money. He worked for the people that has the oil money. He doesn't have it. He's the minister of sports. Yeah, he's in charge of putting on sports events, but he has to get the okay for those events to go on. He don't have the money to put it up like that. So y'all saying he's doing a great thing. Al Heyman is doing the same thing. All these big fights that we saw last year was put on by PBC. PBC is doing the same exact thing. People just don't want to work with Al Heyman because of whatever reason they don't want to work with him. But it's not like Al Heyman is doing something different than Turkey doing. The only thing that Al was doing that Turkey's not doing, he's making these fighters have to sell the fight. You're gonna bet on yourself. If you want a big money, you're gonna bet on yourself. I'm gonna give you a low guarantee, and you gotta go make that fight sell. That's what Al is doing. Uh, Greg said, he said, "Big oh, you talking to?" I stopped lately because I learned learned more listening to y'all. Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of people is pro turkey, but I was doing the same thing. Billy said, I get that he's making the fights we all want to see, but putting together a fight is not that simple like how it used to be. Now, I mean, to be honest with you, what fight has Turkey put together that y'all wanted to see outside of Usyk versus Tyson Fury? What fight has he put together that y'all wanted to see outside of Usyk Tyson Fury? That's the only fight that y'all wanted to see. Y'all wanted to see undisputed in the heavyweight. No other fight he put together, y'all wanted to see that fight. Y'all can't name one because the Pitbull El Rayo, those were two PBC fighters that PBC gave the permission for them to be on that card. Those were two PBC fighters. They wasn't a DeJohn and PBC. They wasn't a top ranking PBC. Those was two PBC fighters. So he's not putting on fights that y'all want to see because I don't remember nobody saying they wanted to see Terrence Crawford versus Magnum. I don't remember nobody saying that. I don't remember nobody saying they wanted to see AJ versus Francis Ngannou or Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. I don't recall that. Maybe I'm wrong. I might have missed that. I might have missed those videos when people was talking about those fights. So I everybody keeps saying he's putting on the fights that we want to see. What fight? Name a fight outside of Tyson Fury and Usyk that he put on that everybody wanted to see.
Well, I know he was trying to put on that Bivol and Better Biev fight. Nah, I definitely wanted to see that. I'm not gonna lie.
That fight, yeah, I give him credit for that one. I give him credit for that one. That's two. That's two fights. So he's not
And
doing
again, he can do that because he's got the major players, working alongside him.
yeah. They allowed their fighters to go be on that card with Bud and Magnum. I mean, they allowed it. They could have said, "Nah, we're not doing business with you." But the reason why they allowed it is because they got a hefty payday out of it. They got a hefty payday out of it. That's the reason why they allowed it. If they wasn't getting no money out of it, trust and believe, they were like, "Nah, we're not putting our fighters on there. You got to go find your own fighters." So I mean, there's a lot of promoters that try to put on fights. It just doesn't happen. What is he doing differently that Al Heyman didn't do? He didn't do anything differently. If y'all step back and be unbiased, he ain't doing anything different than Al Heyman. He's doing the same thing Al Heyman doing. The only difference is a lot of y'all don't like Al Heyman in the PBC. That's the only difference. A lot of y'all don't like Al Heyman in the PBC. If y'all want to be honest with yourself, that's the only thing that's different. So I mean, I look at the big picture. That's why I say I gotta keep it consistent. When you keep it consistent, can't nobody say, oh, you being biased for this one. No, I'm keeping it consistent because I see the same thing going on that was going on with Al Heyman that everybody was ridiculing Al Heyman for. Oh, he's overpaying the fighters. Yeah, okay, he's overpaying the fighters. But then Turkey come in and he's overpaying these fighters, and it's a great thing. What happened to overpaying the fighter? Oh,
No, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Like you said, it seems to be like it's partiality being shown for one method over another when it's similar methods.
yeah, GP, he does offer a guarantee according to reports. Now, like I said, I don't know how true it is, but I'm going according to the reports. I saw multiple reports of it. Terrence Crawford got like a 2.5 or $3 million guarantee. That's what he got. He got a 2.5 or $3 million guarantee. I think Pitbull got like a 1.5 guarantee. So yeah, he does give guarantees. So it is like they say he lost $10 million on this fight. Most of that money that he lost was because of the fact that he had to pay Eminem so much money. Eminem wasn't cheap. Eminem is a big time celebrity far as the music industry. So he wasn't doing that. I think 3 or 4 songs for cheap. I think he had to pay him somewhere around 20 or $30 million to do those 3 or 4 songs that he did. But we can get into this card that's coming up this weekend. The Vergil Ortiz back in action. Um, Vergil Ortiz, he might be facing the toughest opponent that he faced in his career. Um, this dude, if nobody know who Boacek or however you say his name is, he's the dude that beat up Brian Mendoza. He beat that boy up. Um, I Virgil Virgil's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. Virgil, he has to learn to go the distance because he's not going to be able to knock out everybody. He's not going to be able to knock out everybody. We saw that with Deontay Wilder. We saw that with Mike Tyson. We saw that with a number of knockout artists, Tank Davis. You're not going to be able to knock out everybody. The better your opponents, the better your opponents get, the harder it's going to be to knock those opponents out. So he gotta, and the thing is, he's coming off a long layoff, and he had a fight, but it only lasted what, like 1 round or 2 rounds, and then it was over. And so he really didn't give his body enough rounds to get acclimated back to boxing. So I don't know how he's going to look if he has to go the distance. I don't know how he's going to look. Now, the credit to Virgil is his opponent. I think he got 1 loss, and the loss that he got knocked out. So there is the possibility that Virgil can knock him out. Will it happen? I mean, we have to see. Is it likely that it will happen? It all depends on how you look at it. Because Virgil, like I said, Virgil is a knockout artist. Um, but he's not going to be able to knock out everybody. So it all depends on how you look at the fight and how you come to grips of what's going to go down when this fight happens. Because this dude is going to definitely box with Virgil. He's not going to stand right there in front of Virgil. He's gonna box him. There's going to be moments where Virgil is going to have to show his defense, and I don't think Virgil had that's one of the holes I see in Virgil defense. I mean, that's one of the holes that I see in Virgil is his defense is not that great. It's okay, but it's not that great. He gets hit. He just haven't been hit by no big punchers, or either he hasn't been hit by any big punchers, or he hasn't been hit clean yet. But he has been hit. So um, this dude, I'm trying to see what's his rate. I think he he got a decent amount of knockouts, but I'm not sure if he's a real big puncher like that. I'm about to pull him up. I'm not sure if he's a real big puncher like that. But I mean, the WBC interim championship is on the line. Boacek is the WBC interim champion. So Virgil is going for that title. We also got Gabrielle Fendor fighting for the IBF championship. Well, I believe she is yeah, she is the champion, and her belt is on the line. She's the co-main, I believe, for this fight. Um, for a lot of people who don't know who Gabrielle Fendor is, that's Sebastian Fendor's older sister, and she can fight. She definitely can fight. She I believe she's the best out of the family. Fendor is a decent fighter, but we also know that Fendor has flaws. He doesn't like to fight at a distance, which he should be loving to fight from the distance. Let me pull up the box real quick. Bentley, hold on one
You
second.
pulling out the box rec, man. I'm gonna agree with what you said. I mean, the inactivity for him, not being able to make the fights at 47, and then having quick fights at 54. It's a little
Oh
troublesome.
no,
Is at 60?
I was wrong. Boychuk is a big puncher. Boychuk is 24-1. The only loss he got, like I said, he got knocked out. But out of those 25 fights, he got 23 of them by knockout. So he's a big
Yeah,
puncher too. So
yeah.
I was
He's a big puncher. He's a big puncher. But he
and
opens himself up and he leaves his body open while he's punching too. And if that left hook to the body is any effectiveness on this fight, it'll slow him down.
yeah, the thing that I see is he has a height advantage. Boychuk is 6 foot. Vergil is 5'10". Vergil has a 70-inch arm reach. Boychuk has a 73-inch arm reach. So Vergil is fighting the bigger man. Vergil's not the bigger man at like he usually are. He's not the bigger man. He's fighting the bigger man. So we gotta. I mean, like I said, this is going to be his toughest fight so far. And the only fight that I see from Boychuk with any note is the Brian Mendoza. He beat up Brian Mendoza, like I said, but he's a Ukrainian fighter, so he doesn't fight that many fights over here. But he did beat Brian Mendoza up badly. He beat him up badly. Now it went the distance, but he beat him up bad. Yeah, she did KO her last opponent too. Yeah. Fedora did KO her last opponent.
Yeah, Gabriel, she's nice. She's nice. She got hands.
Yeah,
She uses that jab beautifully.
yeah. I think, like I said, I think she's the best out of the Fedora family. But we're going to see, and we got Kenneth Sims on that card too. He's back in action. Kenneth Sims is on that card. So I want to see him again because his last fight he showed me something that I didn't see from him in a previous fight. So I want to see how he progresses because he could be a problem if he starts to progress and get better. He can be a problem. Hold on. He's on this card.
Yeah, he got all the talent. He got all the talent. He got all the attributes. Like you say, you just need to progress and get better.
Yeah. Who else is on this card? Hold on one second. Hold on. Pull it up. Man, uh, this fight here. Trying to get to the. Oh, here it go right here.
Lopez,
All right.
Lopez,
So on this
takeover.
card, they got quite a few. I mean, it's a lot of people that most people don't know. People know who Gabrielle Fedora is. People know who Kenneth Sims is. Charles Conwell's on the card as well. Charles Conwell is on the card. My man, stop. I mean, that's pretty much. Yeah, I mean those are pretty much the only fighters that we know is Kenneth Sims, Charles Conwell, and Gabrielle Fedora. Everybody else, you might have seen their face, but their name doesn't it doesn't register to me. None of their names register, but their face I might have seen them fight before, just ain't pay attention to their name. Ortiz need a weight class he could sit down at. I'm still wondering how he get a title shot, and he's been inactive. Well, it's not really a title shot. He's going for the interim championship. Um, the and the only reason that is he's going for the interim championship is because the way they strip Jamel. They stripped Jamel, so they dispersed the belt. And right now, I believe Pandora is the champion. So Vergil is fighting to become his mandatory because Boychek is the WBC interim champion. So they fighting for that belt. It's not actually quote unquote a championship belt, but it is the interim championship. So they fighting for that. But I gotta see if Vergil make 54 because he hasn't made 54 yet. The last fight he fought at, he was fighting. He was supposed to fight at 54, but he couldn't make the weight. So I believe they fought at a catchweight like 56 or 57. Yeah, he's a 54 is all over the place. Yeah, I mean, ever since they dispersed the belts from Jamel, yeah, they pretty much are all over the place because they don't have a true champion. Because Jamel beat everybody there was to beat to become undisputed, and he went to go fight Canelo, and then when he lost and he came back down, they stripped him of all the other belts. They put him in recess for I believe the WBA, but all the rest of them got stripped from him. So we want to see what happens with Jamel comes back because Jamel said he's coming back, and if he does come back, that means Bud got to fight Jamel. He got to fight him, or he's going to drop the belt and fight somebody else. But he got to fight Jamel. So we're going to see what happens with that. I don't, I don't know if Tim Zoo going to take over. I really don't. Because Tim Zoo looked like he couldn't get out of the way of Pandora jab. So if you have that hard time with Pandora, who's a person that don't like to fight from a distance, how would you pair against somebody who does like to box on the outside? Pandora, we already know he loves to fight on the inside. But in that fight, he used the jab. Now, granted, Tim Zoo was cut over the eye. He couldn't see out of one eye. But you still got outboxed by somebody who don't like to box on the outside. Who don't like to box on the outside. You should have, I mean, he couldn't get out of the way of the jab. So, I mean, it wasn't even like he can get on the inside. He couldn't get out of the way. So I would love to see that fight picking Jamel by the way. 50, 54 is different. Yeah, I don't know if I pick Jamel over Bud right now. I got to see how Jamel look because, like I said, granted he was in there with Canelo Alvarez. He moved up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez. I still didn't like the effort that he put forward against Canelo Alvarez. And Jamel's already been undisputed. I don't know if he's going to be as hungry to be a champion in that division again. He might say, "Okay, I already done it." You're like, if the pressure get put on him, he could very well say, "Look, I already done it. I'm just gonna go to 60 and become champion there. I already did it at 54." So I don't know if he's still hungry for that division. I don't know because he's already conquered it. So I got to see how he looks when he come back. What's going on, BBO?
Oh, what's going on, man? I got on by accident.
I already know. I know you, Bob. Hey,
I'll say this though, man. I want to know when Boots gonna start running from Vergil, man. That's my only question. I think it's
um,
egregious.
I don't think he's running from Vergil. He didn't go nowhere. He's still at 47. Vergil was
I
the one
think
that
he should
left
come
out.
to
He couldn't.
54.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that. The problem is that's y'all thinking that. That's y'all not Boots. That's the problem. A lot of people think that. So until Boots feel like he's ready to move on from the division, and ain't nobody trying to give him no fights in that division. And I mean, y'all can think that all y'all want.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people thought Floyd Mayweather should have just said, "Forget it, Pacquiao. You come in here doped up. Let's go ahead and get the fight on."
Come here, no.
I'm just saying, a lot of people thought that.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
no
why?
matter
Why?
how
Why?
you slice it. Go ahead.
No, I was saying they was like, "Oh, why he got to take the test? Why he got to do Olympic style? We never did it before. Let's go ahead and fight the man." So, I mean, you said Jamel and Castano held one of the greatest. Yeah, yeah. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. I think the first one was better. The second one, it was. I think Jamel figured out what Castano liked to do, and he just beat up Castano in the second one. Um, I I don't like I said, I don't know how Bud is gonna do at 54. He got a championship. He's the champion. A lot of people feel like it was a draw. A lot of people feel like he lost. I believe Bud pulled it out in the last two rounds. So he is the champion in my book. He won it fair and square in my books. And like I said, everybody that knows me know I'm not a Bud fan. But I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie and say the man didn't win the fight. I believe he won that fight. He pulled it out in the last two rounds.
Yeah, he
We're
did.
going
Salute
on
to the judge too.
but
I say this though, Free. He was
go ahead.
gonna lose if he didn't win that 10th, 11th, or 12th round. He about to lose. I mean, he
I
just took
think
the last. He just took the last 3 rounds so dominantly. It was crazy. Like
I
I don't
think
know.
yeah, I think if he wouldn't have won those championship rounds, he would have definitely lost. Because two of the judges saw it the same way I saw it. They saw Bub winning those last two rounds and gave him the title. They had it scored the same way I had it scored. I had it a draw going into the 11th round, and two of the judges had it the same way. They gave him the last two rounds. Now, whether they had it a draw or not, I don't know. But they had the exact same scorecard that I had, which is 113 and 115.
Well,
So
I wouldn't be BBO if I didn't bring this up, but I heard today on Fight Hype, salute to Fight Hype. They actually uh dang, Teofimo Lopez came out and said he's open to fighting Boots next. He hopes that Boots will take the fight, and he wants to fight Terrence after. So what do you think about him calling out Boots? You think
I
Boots will
mean,
give him a fight?
I think Boots would give him the fight if he legitimately wants to fight Boots. I think he'll give him the fight. I think that's a decent money fight for Boots because Teofimo is going to bring a different culture to the fight. So you're going to
Yeah.
have the people that's rooting for Boots, which is a lot of the a lot of the black fans, majority Philly fans and East Coast fans, and then you got a lot of the Latinos that's going to root for Tio, and Tio got some blacks as well and some Caucasian fans, but majority of his, majority of his fans are Latino, so it's two
I thought the
different.
majority of his fans was black.
Huh?
I thought the majority of TO's fans was black.
No, it's just the ones that lives in New York. Majority of them are black.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I was about to say, it seemed like New York wise, that nigga Tio got a lot of black fans.
Yeah, in New York, yeah, definitely because that's where well, I don't see this thing. I don't know if Tio's from New York or if his father from New York. I didn't heard so many different stories. I heard his father's from Brooklyn. Tio was born down in Florida. I don't know where the man from, but nevertheless, they the people in New York, a lot of his fans that's in New York, they are black because that's
Yeah,
I mean
Tio
they
is
New
Tio is
York.
like me. He grew up like I was born in East New York and then moved here. He was born in Florida, then moved to Flatbush. So
Okay.
I don't know what you call it.
I mean, if he was raised in Flatbush, then that's where he's from.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, he
I
from he
mean,
from the hood with all the
like
mothers.
that's like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was born in New York, but he was raised in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So he's from Charlotte, but people claim him in New York because that's where he was born at. But he was raised in Charlotte. He wasn't raised in New York.
Oh yeah, I remember that because that's like that Errol Spence thing. I know Errol Spence's dad is Jamaican, and he got a bunch of family and Queens and Hollis and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was born in Queens. I mean, he was born in New York. I'm not sure exactly where in New York, but he was born in New York. But he was raised in Dallas, so he's from Dallas.
Yeah.
That's where he's from. That's where he was raised at.
Well, let me ask you this, man. It's kind of a light day in boxing, man. I kind of want to get your opinion on this, man. What you think about Trump and Kamala in this upcoming race? How you think it's gonna go?
The what?
I said it's not much going on in boxing. I was gonna say, what you think about Trump and Kamala, man? How you think that race is gonna play out?
Um, to be honest with you, I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with none of it because I've been so uninspired by the whole thing, by the whole fact that Trump is allowed to run for president again, even though he got 37 counts of felony, and he was found guilty on all 37 counts, and he's still allowed to run for president. I
Oh,
I just
so he never got sentenced though. That's the weird thing. I never understood that.
that's the problem. I'm like people like Dub Right Side try to argue me that up and down about it. He was like, but did you see what the felonies was? It doesn't matter what the felony was. They were big enough crimes to be called a felony. They wasn't called misdemeanors. They was big
Yeah.
enough crimes to be called a felony. Because if it wasn't that serious, they would have been misdemeanors. They would have been misdemeanors, but they wasn't. They was felony. So
I
however
I
you
just
look
don't
at it,
understand. This is the thing I'm saying that's so confusing. Free is when you got Trump, you got a dude who's really just playing a game, and it's like I don't know. I feel like only certain people can see he's playing games. Like he's like trolling, and it's like he gets away with trolling on a level I've never seen. Like he just be saying stuff, throwing stuff out there, and then seeing where it'll land. You know what I mean? I've never seen that
that
before.
yeah, I mean that's the problem that I had with a lot of people who back Trump. They always say, "Oh, he do this, he do that." Name one thing that he did that wasn't already put in motion by the previous regime, which was Barack Obama. The stuff that he actually signed away on, Barack Obama had already put that in motion. But he's getting the credit for it because Barack Obama is no longer in office because he served his time. He's no longer in office.
Well, they do the same thing where they give Lyndon B. Johnson all the credit for the Civil Rights Act, even though JFK had that in on his first term. And he was
Yeah,
getting a
I mean
second term and still couldn't get it done.
yeah, they do that a lot, but I give the credit to who's the one that put it in motion. I don't give
Big
credit to
J.
who signed off on it. The one that put it in motion is the one who gets the credit for it or get the criticism for it. Because it's the same way as if, okay, Barack Obama took over the office and the country is in a uproar because of the economy. Well, it's not Barack's fault the economy is the way it is. He wasn't in office when it happened. So he doesn't get that blame. The blame goes to the previous regime. So it's the same way. So
See,
I gotta
Obama did a good job. See, that's the thing. Obama did a lot of what you would call wholesale changes that don't show up right away. Like he had a very solid economy. It grew very slow over his 8-year tenure. And when Trump came and heated it up with money, it just took off and became the biggest economy in the world's history. But people got to remember that because Trump was Mr. Slow and Steady, I mean, not Trump, Obama was Mr. Slow and Steady. That's why you were able to spend money and heat an economy that was already strong up. You know what I mean? And then, unfortunately, with COVID, it just plummeted it. And I think to tell you the truth, man, I think COVID really destroyed Trump as a president and as a leader because he was doing good when everything was on autopilot. But as soon as he like was faced with a real challenge, he kind of just to me faltered it a lot. You know what I mean?
so
It's just
it
crazy to see
shows
it.
the type of president he was, because the ones that can bounce back from something like that are the ones that you want to have in office. The ones that don't know what to do, those are the ones that you don't want in office. So if COVID was something that showed what Trump really was, he was somebody that just allowed people to do things for him. He didn't really do anything. Like, even if you look at Trump right now, all of the companies that he had prior to him being president, they was being ran by other people. He was just the figurehead because he owned it. He
Yeah.
had the money to own it, but everybody else was running it. He wasn't running it. He didn't put things in place. It was other people that put things in place. They came with ideas to Trump, and he said, "Okay, let's go ahead and do that. I like the way that sounds." He signed off on it and wrote the check or whatever. So I mean, it just you got to understand the difference between people that get their hands dirty and people that allow they put people in position to do things for them. Trump is one of those ones. He put people in position to do things for him. He don't like to get his hands dirty. So he delegate people to do certain things. Some people pan out to be good people that he delegates. Some of them are not so good. So it all depends on if he's a good judge of character.
And I think that's been the overwhelming issue with Trump. Free is that he really has shown to have poor character, man. And it's like, I don't know, man. I was watching this documentary, and it kind of made me think about this old tale I read where it was basically talking about how a lady found a snake. She got the snake, back to life, and got him back healthy. The snake was almost dead when she found it. Then the snake bit her. And they said that, the lady was dying. As the lady lay dying, the snake said, "I'm sorry, I didn't want to bite you, but my nature is my nature." And I think that's the thing. You can't change people. And I think Trump is showing you that if it benefits him, he'll do it. You know what I mean? That's why you see him, like a guy like Aiden Ross hanging out with Trump. Anybody that wants to tell Trump how great he is, he got an ear for it. I think that's no good because I just don't like how cozy he is with people like Putin. You know what I mean? I just don't like it, man. And I will say this: Trump did, for the first time in history I ever seen, when ASAP Rocky was detained, he said, "Yo, bring my man home." So I always respect Trump for that. He brought blacks home, and it's just like,
Now,
I don't know.
he did that because he was in another country. But if his ass was in jail here,
Yeah.
man, let that man sit there. I ain't got nothing to do with that. He was in jail here. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Let that man sit up in there.
Hey, what's funny, man? I gotta give you credit for you the funniest dude on YouTube, bro. Let that nigga sit in there.
Hey, I just call it how I see it, dog. Hey,
Hey, free, you ain't gonna say that, is he, man? Let that nigga sit in
I mean, I
there. Oh
what I
man.
will what I will give Trump credit for, he is through and through an American. Everything about America, he loves it. Things outside of America, he ain't really so much for it like that. I will give him credit for that. He loves everything about America. But to say
Yeah.
he's an honest man and he's this and that, I see right through all the little games that he's playing and all the stuff that he say. Because if you ever notice when they doing the debates,
Yeah.
he never answers a question.
No.
He never answers a question. He he throws that question off to something else, and I'm like, oh, are you gonna answer anything? He never answered the question.
He kind of remind me of BBO when he asked him a question.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, the thing I'll say, Nolan Queen, that's so crazy about it is Trump does really like good mind games, like eating Burger King, eating Arby's, basically making people think he eat that type of junk and making it feel like he close to him. I mean, it's
I
just
don't I don't I don't talk politics like that because I've been in the military. I work with law enforcement, so I know that they're just a figurehead. It's somebody else behind them that's pulling all the strings. They all answer to somebody else. They just a figurehead. They need a spokesperson. They need a decent face in front of everybody to take the brunt of the bad and sometimes take the credit of the good. They need somebody right there, but they all answer to somebody. You gotta understand that it's all about the people that's behind them. If you got if they it all depends on who runs the house. Like when Barack Obama was in
Yeah, for
office, yeah,
sure.
we was happy that Barack Obama was in office. But those daggone people that was in the house was all Republicans. It was mainly Republicans. So a lot of the stuff that Barack wanted
Yeah.
to do, they was getting shut down because the Republicans were like, nah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. It sounds good, but we
Hey,
ain't
hey,
gonna do
you know it's funny. I'll tell you what, man. People don't realize this about Obama. Obama was like Ronald Reagan. He was super, super duper love, man. When you love like that, I know some people who love like my grandma, God rest her soul. She loved Obama's dirty draws. So
that.
I
Melody
mean,
Quinn said, let's talk about the belts that you got. She don't want to talk about these politics no more.
hey, Melancholy, it was just on my mind. It was just on my mind. Because sometimes we talk boxing, and at the end of the day, sometimes it get a little tiring. So I kind of switch it up every now and then. But I'll say this, man. I think the coolest thing ever, as a team, we hit 1.4 million views, man. And
Yep.
salute to my brother D Free, man, because he don't get enough credit, man. The Puerto Rican, it don't matter what it is, that brother's gonna be here. We gonna make it happen. So salute to my man, Puerto Rican Free, man. Always, always the right hand man when I need him. And
Oh
just
yeah.
think, D Free tried to cuss me out our first conversation for no reason.
I didn't know who the hell you was. You just came out the blue. Hey, D Free, I want to debate you. I seen you in debate. I want to debate. I'm like, man, who the fuck is this dude? I'm like, I don't even know you, dude.
He said it just like that. That's you, man.
I didn't know who you was. I mean, a dude
Nigga
just
Free
come out
said,
the blue.
who
I
is
want to
you?
debate. I'm like, who are you? I didn't know who you was. I mean, I'm just saying. I gotta fill out who you are before I can say, okay, yeah, he a good dude. I'm not just giving that title to anybody. I gotta see how you are.
Salute to my man Boston Scholar. Hey, but I gotta say, man, shout out to the JBT Network, man. Shout out Grandpa J Hardcore. We got Grandpa Cash, the box historian. We got Remo at 11. Let's talk fashion. We got my man Just Do the Boxing Voice. And of course, you got the Asiatic Black Man, the original man sent by God. BVO, you got D Free, the Puerto Rican Prince, who, if you don't know, D Free's Puerto Rican. So I don't want y'all to think y'all looking at a brother up there. That's a Puerto Rican. And shout out to the Rise Podcast. But I just don't want nobody to get confused and say, oh, I seen D Free. That black guy, no, he's a Puerto Rican. Just make sure you know he's a Puerto Rican. Hey, but we
Uh,
go, man. I think we might be back for the Virgil fight. I don't know, because I think Virgil gonna dominate him. I ain't gonna lie. I'm tired of seeing these one-sided fights.
you already know we're gonna be back for the Virgil fight. That's
Yeah.
that's BBO number one man.
You already know he gonna be back. Hey, but we off tomorrow, man. It's your boy BBO, man. It's your boy D Free, man. Oh, she said, well, let's talk about the Olympics. I don't like that dude. What's his name? Uh
No, no,
Noah
a lot,
Lyles.
man. That man is a beast. That man is a beast.
Man, that dude is soft, man. He's soft, man.
That man is a beast. You just mad because he fast.
He's 'cause hey, all I know is this: when you paint your nails, you lose respect with BBO. But it's your boy BBO, man. It's the Puerto Rican Prince D Free. Don't forget, that's not a
Hmm. He said, A said, stay on, Rise not coming on. I don't know what happened to BBO audio. It cut out. I'm